Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. Raymond Leon Scott, who born on July 18, 1965 and is better known by his stage name Benzino, is an American urban media proprietor, television personality, rapper and record producer. Benzino produced records as part of the production team Hangman 3 and co-owned The Source magazine. Benzino was also a founding member of rap groups The Almighty RSO and Made Men. He has appeared on the reality television show Love and Hip Hop Atlanta since 2012. Benzino has a mixed ethnicity. His father was Edward de Jesus, an African-American and a Puerto Rican, while his mother was Mary Scott, a Cape Verdean and a German. His sisters are Anita Scott Wilson and Maureen Scott. In 2021, the rapper fell out with his daughter Coi Leray after she dissed him in a song remix titled, No More Parties. Now, Benzino has expressed his belief that R. Kelly is being treated unfairly after he was sentenced to 30 years in prison, after being convicted of trafficking and racketeering charges in 2022. His concern was voiced during an appearance on The We in Miami. In the podcast published on Wednesday, April 24, a very concerned Benzino spoke about redemption in the context of male artists having intimate relationships with girls below the official age of consent. While acknowledging the legal age of consent in many places as 16, Benzino questioned whether it justifies such actions. Despite the consensus among those present that such behavior is reprehensible, Benzino pointed out the inconsistency in sentencing, highlighting R. Kelly's circumstances. Everyone deserves a second chance, he said about R. Kelly. Benzino also raised the issue of R. Kelly's own childhood trauma, suggesting that this should also have been considered in his case. We for sure know that R. Kelly's long history of abuse began in his childhood. In a 2012 interview with Tavis Smiley, the king of R&B admitted to being abused by a family member. At the time, R. Kelly was around 8 years old when the abuse began by a female family member and continued until he was 14 years old. He says the abuse woke up his hormones and enhanced his curiosity before it was time. In a 2016 interview with GQ magazine, R. Kelly went into detail about the years of abuse and how it awakened him. Unfortunately, R. Kelly never received counseling or help after these years of abuse, as it was typical in our communities at the time. It was quite absurd that the abuse was swept under the rug by his very family members. According to Dr. Darren Moore, when we think about the African American community, we can speak about the stigma of mental health overall and the reluctance to consider seeing a mental health professional. Another taboo that exists in the Black community is talking about young male victims. We live in a society where it is not viewed as an issue, and we don't allow space for the experiences of young boys. In the conversation, Benzino sharply criticized the exploitation of R. Kelly's story for profit through documentaries. Surviving R. Kelly is a Lifetime's controversial and rather dramatic documentary alleging to detail abuse allegations against Robert Sylvester Kelly. This very unfortunate documentary aired over 3 nights from January 3 to January 5, 2019. Filmmaker and music critic Dream Hampton served as executive producer together with Joel Karsberg, Jesse Daniels, and Tamara Simmons. Musicians Chance the Rapper, John Legend and Stephanie Edwards appeared in the documentary. It is worth noting that its premiere episode on January 3, 2019 was Lifetime's highest-rated program in more than 2 years, with 2 million total viewers and therefore high-money cash-ins. It received critical acclaim with a 95% positive rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The documentary also spurred several musicians who previously collaborated with R. Kelly on projects, including Lady Gaga and Ciara, to condemn R. Kelly and remove their works with him from streaming services. Benzino has looked on the fair side of humanity and questioned why R. Kelly's lack of education was never taken into account when analyzing all his legal problems and alleged actions. Joining Benzino in expressing discontent over the lengthy 30-year R. Kelly sentence was Boosie Badazz, who admitted possible R. Kelly wrongdoing but argued that his punishment exceeded what was warranted. Boosie emphasized the fact that R. Kelly's alleged crimes could be serious but did not result in physical harm or death, unlike some other offenses with relatively shorter sentences. Let us take note that Boosie also praised R. Kelly's musical talents, sharing snippets of his leaked project and dubbing him the best to ever do it. This combination of admiration for R. Kelly's artistry with fair condemnation of his alleged actions reflects the complexities surrounding his case and a call for fairness. In essence, both Benzino and Boosie Badazz have raised questions about the fairness of R. Kelly's legal proceedings and the eventual sentences, advocating for a more nuanced approach that considers factors beyond the alleged crimes themselves. Furthermore, both Benzino and Boosie pointed fingers at the parents of R. Kelly's alleged victims, implying they were complicit in their children's relationships with the R&B singer. This perspective also reasonably challenges the prevailing narrative surrounding R. Kelly's allegations. We can recall that one of R. Kelly's girlfriends, Azriel Clary-Wall, in an interview with Gayle King, insisted that her parents encouraged her at 17 to take photos with R. Kelly and compromising videos so they could extort money from him. It became more apparent when the other girlfriend, Jocelyn Savage, backed up Clary's allegations. "Everything that she's saying is true," Savage said. "Both our parents are basically out here to try and get money and scam because they didn't agree on what happened with music, or whatever it could be, and they are just very upset," Savage added. Benzino's perspective adds depth to the conversation about R. Kelly's sentences. It underscores the complexities of justice, societal norms, and the moral gray areas surrounding cases of misconduct concerning young girls. Despite the continuous conversational debates all over the globe, one thing that remains clear is the fact that R. Kelly's legacy will remain for years to come. R. Kelly was transferred in April 2019 from the Metropolitan Correctional Center in Chicago to the Federal Correctional Institute in Butner, North Carolina, where continues to serve his decades-long sentences on his alleged crime convictions as his legal team, led by attorney Jennifer Bongine, carry on with the efforts to have him released from jail. The team is currently involved in appeal proceedings for both R. Kelly's New York and Illinois sentences. As we continue to witness new developments occurring towards R. Kelly's appeal proceedings, we can just stay optimistic that this time around, the relevant truth will be put into consideration. This is the ray of hope that makes us keep our breath and hold. We believe R. Kelly and his legal team will be able to outline all the injustices, misinterpretations of the law, cases of lying and witness tampering that have marred all R. Kelly's legal proceedings, and that the law, truth and justice will this time along prevail. It has been a long wait, and we can't wait any longer to see R. Kelly regain his deserved freedom. Thank you for watching today's video, brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.